Under all circumstances, houses leak, and they leak a balance of air leaking out, heated, moist air that rises and finds its way into the attic and out. Since that lowers the pressure in the house down low, air leaks in to balance that pressure out because nature doesn't like vacuums partial or full. And so what I'm going to do, you can feel drafts coming in. That's the air leaking in. You can't feel the air that's leaking out because it's warm air. It's a very low, slow flow. And so you'd feel nothing even if you were right over one of the leaks. So what I do is use the fan to lower the pressure in the house relative to the outside and turn all those leaks into leaks in. Then we'd go around and feel for all those leaks with the back of our hand, and they'll stand out clear as day. And what I'm doing is creating the equivalent of a 20-mile-an-hour wind if it were blowing on all the walls and the roof of the house at once. So it just accentuates that leakage to where we can find it. I've shut the furnace blower off so that I'm not fighting that fan, because very often that's powering some of the leaks. And this has gotten so simple, all I do is hit the start button. So now we can go around and look at some of the suspect areas.
So you kind of walk around the house.
Back of your hand, if you walk in there, your hair is going to tell you,
Right.
because it's coming out of that pipe strongly enough. But if your hair ruffles, there's a leak. The back of your hand is more sensitive than the palm, so I use the back of my hand and I look for suspect leaks. We've caulked up this jam, but we're still getting airflow right here at the latch because they drilled the hole to receive that latch clear through this board, which outlines the doorway. It's called a jamb, and there's a space between the rough framing and the finished door called a shim space, and that's so that they can adjust the finished door until it's level and plumb and then nail it into place. The only seal is this jamb board and the casing. This is the casing on the outside and the inside. This is tight now. There's no air getting past it where it was leaking, but through this hole, that connects to the attic, and you can feel the air right here when you grab the handle, which will not make anybody very comfortable or happy. What's saving them here is that this is an older construction. If we take a cover off, that box is tight to the wall pretty much. Normally what I'd recommend is they take the cover off, make sure the power is off to this switch, caulk between the box and the wall, put one of the foam gaskets behind it, and then that's the best you can do on a retrofit. On an outlet, over here, on an outlet, you can also put the child safety plugs in, because some air will come through the body of the plug and come out through the slots. But that, we're talking about small leaks now. There's very often a gap where the casing has, this is the head casing, has bowed out, and since you don't see it, you don't think to caulk it, then it needs to be caulked along here with clear caulk, because this is a finished piece of trim. But then we come in here, this is little stuff. Those are the little leaks. Come in here and that's a no-brainer. That used to have a cover on it. That goes straight in to work on the back side of the tub. But if you stick your hand in here, you can feel air coming down behind the tub and shower surround, and coming out through here. There's also, let's see, what have they got here? No, it looks like they've plugged where the drain goes down through the slab. Usually that's just been knocked open and there's a hole around the plumbing. This is older work, so it's been mortared in or cemented in. But this needs to have the trim replaced and a new cover put in hopefully with weather stripping. But the cheap way to do it is just run a bead of caulk here, here, and then between this and the door. And if you need to get the door off, run a sharp knife down the caulk, and the door is free again.